in question set 21, we should use the database that we created in the question set 18 and the changes that we did in question set 19. And in question set 20, we did doing changes. So in the question set 21, the first question is what is the highest mark obtained in the first term mathematics subject? So we have subjects mathematics, science, and Sinhala. So the mathematics subject ID is 1, and they are asking first term mathematics. So if we take the exam term, we have two terms, first term and second term. So let's go and find. Wait, so we need to select. So if we run this query, we should get the highest mark obtained in the first term mathematics subject. So if we run this, we get the max mark as 90. So let's see if the max mark is 90 in the first term subject mathematics. Mathematics means first subject ID is 1 and the term ID should be also 1. So if you got student exam mark, we got 1, let's see if 90, what's 90? Yeah, it's okay. There's 100, it's Sinhala. And the next one above 90 is 95, it's second term. So I think this is the correct answer. So let's see how we wrote this query. In here, we are writing a select query. We use max mark because we need the highest mark. And the table we are referring is student exam mark record table because it's the table that all the marks are recorded. To get the highest mark by referring to the first term and mathematics subject, we need to inner join the exam term table and subject table. To do that, we should use exam term tables term ID and student exam mark record tables term ID, subject table subject ID and student exam mark record subject ID. After inner joining these, we can write the condition where term name equal first term and subject name equal mathematics. So we get the answer as 90. So the next question is, what is the highest mark obtained in the second term science subject? So it's a similar thing. So we can just change this as second term because it's the same scenario to filter the answer. Second term and the subject name as science. So if we run this code, we should get the correct answer. Yeah, it's 95. 95 means, let's go to data, 95. That's 95. We can't take 95.5 as the answer because subject is single, subject ID 3. So we need subject ID 2. So that, so second term science subject. So the answer is correct. Let's move to the next question. What is the highest mark obtained by student for all subjects in the second term? Science, highest marks for all the subjects in the second term. So we can select the max mark from student exam mark code as earlier. So, but we don't have to get subject in second term, all the subjects. So we don't need to select a particular subject. The term is second term. So we will get 98.5. If we move to the data section and search for 98.5, we will find as 96. This is second term and Sinhala subject. So we get the highest marks for second term. So the next question is, which subject got the highest marks in the second term? So this time we should select the subject name, not the highest marks. So we can write the select query for this also. We can write, we should use actually subqueries, I think, because we need to select the subject name and we also need to select the highest mark. So we should probably use subqueries to do that. So now we need to get the subject ID of the highest mark. So for that we are going to write a subquery. And now we should write another subquery to take the highest mark because we found the subject ID from the student exam mark record table. But for that we should use another subquery to get the highest mark. So we will write So if we run this query, we should get the subject which got the highest marks in the second. We got error, so we need to check the query again. So we wrote select subject name from subject table where subject ID equals this one. So to get that subject ID, we should write another query. We write select subject ID from student exam mark record table where mark equal this mark. So to get that mark, we should write like this. We should write another subquery inside the parentheses. So select max mark from student exam mark record table. So we should inner join exam term on exam term ID and student exam mark record table's term ID. And we should give the condition where term name equals to content. So this should be you have a, so what's there is this. So we have two subqueries, so we should close them correctly. And now it works perfectly fine. And if you remember, we got a 98.5 for the signal subject in the second term in the third question. So the answer is correct. Let's move to the fifth one. So we should find the details of the student who got the highest marks in second term. In the second highest marks. So find the details of the student who got highest marks in second term. Either we can select all or first name and last name. For this, I'll select all from not subject table. We should use student table. They are student's index number because every student has a unique index number. It's easy and it's the only way we can get it. And to get the index number, we should find index number from student exam mark record table where mark. So the query is right, and we got the answer such frequency in the all the details of the student who got highest marks in second term. So highest marks in the second term is 98.5. Yeah, the second term single language student 003. So if you go to the answer, it's also SQ 003. So the answer is correct. So let's move to the next question. If I explain this query, it's similar to the previous one. The only thing we change is we select all instead of the subject name from the subject table. So we are selecting all from the student table, and we use subject ID in these both places to filter out that from the student exam mark record table. Instead of that, we are filtering the index number from the student exam mark record table. Alright, so let's move to the next question. Find the details of the student who got the highest marks in mathematics in the first term. Highest marks in mathematics in the first term and the class in which he is studying. So we should select the we can either select so if we run this query, we should get the answer and find the details of the student. Find the details of the student and also the class which he is studying, who took highest marks in the mathematics subject in the first term. So if we run this query, we get Amanda Moses, class is 11. So the first term highest subject in mathematics is scored by Amanda Moses 11A. So if we go to the data section of the exam mark record, highest subject. So the subject ID is 2 and the term ID is 1, highest subject. Where we within here, the fourth one. So the highest mark is 100, term ID is first term and the subject not this one. So 95, second term, single not this one either. So we need from mathematics is second one. So it should be the 85. Yeah, 85. No, it should be 85.88 in second term. So if I explain this query, I have selected the first name, last name and class name. To get the class name, I have inner join class table by matching the class IDs from the student table and class IDs from the class table. Now we will select the index number of the student. How we are selecting the index number of student? We are using a subquery to get the index number from student exam mark record table, and we are referring the mark. To get the mark, we are referring to the max mark from the student exam mark record table. We are inner joining exam term on term ID and subject on subject ID. After that, we are writing the condition where term name equal first term and subject name equal otherwise as given in the question. So that's how we got this answer as Amanda Moses learning. So let's meet in the next question. Thank you.